And at least 32 people have been wounded after 2 bombs exploded during a boxing competition in the central Philippines. This morning, police recovered a mortar cartridge and a cell phone apparently used to detonate the homemade bomb. Now, no one has claimed responsibility for the attack. Very, very cold, an absolute shock to the system, especially if you've been inside like most of us have. And something else to really think about as you step out into these bitterly cold temperatures are the sidewalks. Because of the fresh snow, there is absolutely a sheet of ice in some spots because of black ice that's formed, as Mike said, because as soon as it hits the ground, it basically freezes. So you need to be extremely careful if you're walking to a bus stop or if you have to walk to your car because it's parked outside. Best choice for a family car depends a lot on your family and your budget, but if you start with Consumer Reports' short list of highly rated cars that are also practical, durable, comfortable, and safety conscious, picking the right wheels for your crew can be a snap. New at 10. How did Louisiana's fastest growing suburb, where families move for the schools, find itself more than $1 million short? The state making it clear Sterlington's new mayor and the council have to fix it. Possibly armed and dangerous and wanted for a shooting over the holidays. Monroe police are searching for 19-year-old Roderick Brass Jr. Now, he was involved in a shooting at the Kingsway Apartments on Christmas Eve, they say. What was once merely an idea has turned into a student-led project to offer books for free. Morehouse Parish deputies say they have a confession to the murder of a retired police captain from his own grandson. Hello, winter.
It's here. Hurry.
Some students at Magnolia High School have found a way to help book lovers feed the need to read. We've learned more about yesterday's murder in Morehouse Parish. The victim, a retired captain with Bastrop Police. 90 people have been arrested in a large-scale street operation in Ouachita Parish. A Supreme Court decision could raise the chance of passing the long-debated online sales tax in Arkansas. Government shutdown is now 4 weeks old, and there's almost no chance of ending it before Tuesday after the holiday honoring Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King. Now, those students collected more than 700 books for the roadside library. He's talking pigs, cows, lots of food. He's talking everything. Well, Clyde, the man who owns this business right behind me is more than happy that police are picking up the people he calls druggies who have been breaking into his business and chasing away his customers. Lance Sharp has been keeping motorists rolling around Covington for 2 years now. But he's concerned if break-ins continue, his tire business will quickly go flat.
It's been a big nuisance. I try to run this business as the best I can. And I get guys like this that are on drugs that want to come in and steal all my tools, which cost me money out of my pocket.
Late Thursday afternoon, Sharp watched as area law enforcement searched by air. And on the ground, dropping a dragnet looking for more than 40 street-level drug dealers, searching homes, collecting evidence, and taking suspects away in handcuffs. For one woman, her curiosity led to her arrest.
Officers were making an unrelated traffic stop, and a bystander walked up and inquired as to what was going on with the stop. It turned out that that young lady was one of our wanted subjects, wanted for trafficking prescription medications, 3 counts. So we were able to serve that warrant.
By nightfall, police had made more than a half-dozen arrests. Their work, though, was far from over.
Most of these complaints came from our citizens, and we've tried to respond to them as best we can. Well, it's a problem everywhere, and it's one that our community has very aggressively been addressing.
Sharp is glad they're aggressively addressing the issue. He says not only did he have to endure a break-in, but the crook even tried to torch his place.
The fire has caused me 30 days of being down, which I lost money, lost customers. Now I'm trying to bring it back. And it's just been a big nuisance. It's been a problem.
Now, so far, at least a half a dozen people have been arrested. We're still waiting on an update of those numbers. We also want to point out to you that a number of the people that there are warrants out for are not Covington residents, and police tell us it'll take probably a month to get all of those 42 people into custody. Deb, on some weekends, as many as 10 people end up dying from heroin overdoses and end up here at the county morgue, from all walks of life, all ages, and some come from neighborhoods just like yours.
9511, can I get next count case number?
From the moment veteran Montgomery County Deputy Fred Zollers gets to work, his mission is rounding up
All crime is related to drug activity in some way.
drug dealers and users flocking to our area for a hit.
Down 70, east and west, you've got narcotics going away, currency going the other way, and obviously with Dayton being so close, it's distributed out in the city of Dayton.
Heroin, the latest epidemic, a cheap high that's killed 180 people in the county from January to June this year. A 17-year-old was the youngest, the oldest, almost 70.
I've been trying to chill, laid back. I've been out the way for a good minute. Like, no warrants, no nothing.
Michael Faircloth used to sell it until he got popped and spent several years locked down.
At the time when you think about it, it's about money. Like, it's either me or them. Like, they gonna get it from somebody else.
He says his life in the drug game is over. He was arrested this time for a probation violation. Plenty of others have taken his place, though, and many people are fed up.
You'll have individuals calling in saying that there's a car parked in the middle of the street just serving cars up in a line.
Zollers and others in his unit are constantly on the lookout for suspicious activity. A broken headlight and a car with West Virginia tags caught Detective Zoller's attention. Then he checked a woman inside the car who was arrested, had a warrant for her arrest out of Champaign County. And the woman driving the car, her story just didn't seem to add up.
We just dropped a friend of ours off, D, at his grandma's. That's where he said his grandma lived, and trying to find the way back to Interstate. That was it.
How long have you been hooked on heroin?
I'm not hooked on heroin. I'm not.
Why do you have track marks?
There are old track marks.
As Zollers and another deputy were arresting the passenger, Deputy Zollers stops dead in his tracks.
Open your mouth. Open your mouth. Now. Spit it out.
I don't have nothing.
It shows you reaching into the front, okay, because you've got no pockets here other than here. You're reaching right here, and it shows you throw something in your mouth. When I came up to you, you would not lift your tongue up, and I could see your throat, the swallowing is what you were doing. So just stop lying to yourself and to me so we can get you some help.
She never did admit that she took something, although her friend told deputies they both had used 2 times that day. Deputy Zollers decided to take her to the hospital just in case. She appeared to walk inside, but like many, she knows she has a long, long walk ahead as she tries to stay clean. Is this the hardest thing you've ever done, kick this drug?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You fight it every day?
Yeah. Yeah.
You fight the urge every single day?
Just about.
Now, the unit believes they're making a major dent in the heroin trade with drug sweeps and lots of arrests leading sometimes to hefty jail sentences, they say. And that is just the beginning. Well, Tom, we caught up with a man here in Covington that says he drives hundreds of miles each day. He says when that wintry blast rolled in today, though, it was quite a different story. He says his trip that would normally take a little over an hour took 3 times that. The ice and snow was part of his problem all day long. Mark Kidwell drives for a living, but he says his time behind the wheel Friday was challenging. He picked up a passenger at the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky Airport in his taxi to begin his journey.
Slip sliding, I tell you right now, still up by the airport, I don't think they knew it was going to snow. There's still probably 3 inches of snow on the ground.
But it was the next leg of his trip that had him riding his brakes or just plain parked on the interstate.
Earlier I picked up in Florence and went to Westchester. It took me 4 hours to Tylersville Road.
Now, we've been watching this traffic along here for well over an hour, and salt trucks have been out and about salting the roads and clearing the roads. But right now it's pretty clear, but when those temperatures drop and it goes down into a deep freeze, it could be a very different story here in Covington tomorrow morning for Kidwell and others who have to get out and about early tomorrow. Reporting live in Covington, Natasha Williams, 9 on your side.